So how gonna keep a projector light now? We studied already from the default render itself. It is the normal material. I'm taking a normal spotlight, free spotlight. Sorry, standard light, free spotlight. We create a free spotlight. This one we want to keep to this side, so 90 degrees. So I'm going to keep it to snap on, then 90 degree. Now what will happen if I render? This is my output, correct? This one I go to properties. On this light, there is spotlight parameters. I'm changing circle to rectangle. Circle to rectangle. Now what I will be getting? This is the result I'm getting. If you want to add fork, we discussed before, in atmosphere effects, we add, right? Add volume light. Okay. Now when you render, you can see projection going on, right? Projection. For time being, I delete it. Here, in advanced effects, if you go, there is something called projector map. Projector map. When you switch on this projector map, then you click over here and choose an image. Bitmap. Then we choose an image. Whatever image, but it will be some colorful image to be better. I use this image. Now, if I render this, this is projecting here, correct? I switch on my what it is projecting. This is projecting. Is it correct, that image? It's another way. The image itself is blurry image, so I understand. Let me check some other image. That is a blur image which we used last time for a background on. We had a reference, yeah. With this one I've taken, and we'll understand how it's going to come. So opposite. Perfectly projecting now. Now I go back here, atmosphere effects, volume light. Okay. Now I'm going to render this. The image will be projecting. What are the image we give? We'll keep this one bigger now for time being. What are the image goes? That image light rays will be affecting over here, but it's too intensive now. Intensity is very high. How can I reduce the intensity? We discussed already. If you go here, we have this volume light setup. Inside the volume light setup, you have density. I want to do, instead of 5, 1 only. Now we'll see how it look like. It's less. I want to do 0.3. We'll render. Yes. Now you can see that is projecting an image there, but in this image, all the light rays will be based on this color. If I change this from here, sorry, if I change this one from here to some other image, it will work as per, I mean, that projection rays will be as per that. It will change it. You see, change it. So just to understand, I'm changing some other image also. Now you see the darker image, how it comes. Same like we can do it. Some other, maybe I'm gonna do this. See that light rays. So it's a projector. If you want to play like this, you can deal with this light. Okay, this is one section. How can we do the projector light? First you check this one. If okay, we'll go for next. Bump map texture. Bump map texture. What is bump map texture? If you give any texture, that texture, if you want to feel like more realistic, we do bump map texture. For example, you have bricks texture. Okay, this is bricks texture. If you do this bricks texture, usually how we will get this bricks texture, we'll get like an image, correct? I'm going to do a material over here, for example, right? This one, let it be in Mendel ray, let it be in normal render or V-ray, everywhere is same only, okay? But everywhere I'm giving different place. One, normally how we do it, this one as a texture in diffuse or in Mendel arc design texture we use in the color, right? As an image, how we do, that's only I'm going to do it here. I'm just doing an image only. I put this image. Correct? Ignore this portion for time being, okay? The texture comes like that. This one, if I render it, how I'm going to get result? This is the result. This one to get little bit embossed. This is like an image now. To embossed effects, same texture, you can do it. If you come down, there is an area called maps. Inside this maps, there is bump mapping. Before, you remember, I showed you first classes for reflection, the mirror and all. We come here, we switch on reflections, and here we switch on ray trace option. There is something called ray trace. Same like that. Bump map I switch on now here. Go to this map where we have to link the map. Click on this bump map, bitmap, and choose same image now. Again, same image. Then you can see here, back bump value. I can increase and decrease it. You see, when you double click, you will understand how the result comes. Can you see come more detail now? If I'm making this bump map 0, you know I'm going to come. This is the original image. From here, when I'm increasing this one, you see the quality is increasing. I mean, it feel like it's embossing, right? This feel you're going to get it in the render. So that's the reason we are using bump mapping. Now the same texture I'm applying. Same texture. Now I don't want this texture, okay? Instead of this texture, I want to get like a feel like, you know, right click and clear it. A crack comes on this crack. So we have some crack texture I have taken. Maybe something like this. I think I have taken more. Yeah. Something like this. So if I do on top of this, can you see that crack comes on it? Now I'm going to render. See the crack comes on it. So in that plane, we use this texture. So get more realistic, right? See why this is not much really, because this texture itself is not that much good. I mean that bricks texture. Okay. So now we have a normal image, normal material. This material, I'm going to give it a texture like that. It's an older texture. Correct. On this, if I am going to render we get this result. Okay, here we go to this bum maps, click over here, bitmaps. Maybe we choose this, and this font you're gonna increase. 80, 70, 60, 40. Now we'll see how it look. Can you see the crack comes over here? Okay, we will change this map to something else. Clear, bitmaps, more detail now. Go back, adjust to 30, 40, 50. We'll have more detail now. Can you see? So it's good. So when a wall and or when you create, you want to get more realistic, always use bum mapping. Sometimes we need to do same image as bum mapping. Sometimes we need to do some other image like this. How bum map work? When you take bum map texture, you can see always black and white. Where the white area comes, it will come outside. Where the black area will be, that will go inside. Now, for example, this is a texture, right? I'm going to save this image. This is a bum map texture. Like, see, this dirty, you want to make here, and there's some randomly broken pieces, or this kind of detail on the wall, wall is not flat. You can do that. Okay. A normal material, if I'm applying, here I do color only, then I do in the bum mapping. It's a normal material. I didn't add anything there, just a normal material only. Then I'm gonna add the textures which we have taken now. The textures is there. Here, if you see, then you can see the output. Can you see? Oh, there is watermark over there. So 50 is fine. Now, when you render, you can see that bum map comes over there. So you might have seen this kind of texture many places. It look like realistic. So you can use. So bum map will be always black and white. Where the black is there, that can go inside or outside. When you do the bum mapping, minus or positive, based on that, it goes up and down. So bum mapping, if you want perfectly, always do it black and white. Some kind of texture, some kind of tile. So wherever you're not able to model it, if you want to model that one that much detail, you remember we did the coin things, which was with the projector, right? That we use modifier. For that we need a lot of divisions. It's very heavy, so we cannot do that everywhere. So that things which you can do with this bum mapping is a big concept. Is using in all software. Okay, so this texture also you're gonna get it lots everywhere. Use same texture, you get it in bum mapping as well as normal. If you want to do this one in Photoshop, you take it. So when you do this one as a bum map, the small dot also will affect it. So what we'll do, only this line you're going to grab it from Photoshop, except this all detail. Then that only you give a black color, remaining all to white color. Then perfectly that area you can impose it. So this idea can be used in bum mapping. This is called bum map texture. Okay. So to get it more realistic, always use this kind of textures. This is the result for it. In this bum map texture, see, I'm going to discuss later about the GW. There is a plugin, extra plugin, which we need to install it. We'll discuss about that later. In that, when you can see there is something called GuruWare, GWIV. Just showing you in this kind of area, we're going to use this kind of plugins. You cannot install now. I'll install later. I'll give a session for this. Some branches. This leaf have some problem now, for example. This is an extra plugin we are installing. So this leaf have some problem. Can you see the root? We can adjust that on. Root created one. I'll explain this one later, but I'm just showing you when do this kind of realistic. If I want to get this one over here, we can adjust these textures and all. So that time we need some realistic wall. So you can try something like this. Okay. So GW I will explain later. This is GWIBY is a different plugin which is using in 3dsmax to get this kind of result. What is it now? This kind of results can make it. You can render in V-Ray and all, get it more realistic result. It just grow here and there, you know. Okay, that we'll discuss later. So just check now bump mapping how to do.